EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday Night Primetime. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. That's Cam Little set to start this. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Tuck it down on this side like that. Go. If you don't agree, ask the stretch on your big 5 ears. You already know. Already know how it go. Already know I got on go.
Out of the gun, they'll throw to get things going. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down. Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. It's second down. Back to throw. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 18 yards on the pickup there. It's good for a Cardinals first down. They'll run first carry of the game for Trey Benson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he's out of bounds down inside the 35. A pickup there of 28 yards.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. When they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape. What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Chris Paul Jr. And the Jaguars are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on fourth down.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward. Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. That is hot. And And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. A big play for Jacksonville. And even 50 yards. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Tight end on the move left. A first down throw for Lawrence. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. They'll run with the rookie out of Florida. Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. A great chance to convert that early turnover into points. Here's first and goal. Allen, and he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Facial shooting. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game, man, it just gives you so many options. And in this case, it was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
From the 6, here comes a return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
So from the 39, they come up on first and 10. They'll look to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. Kobe Turner. He gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive. For whatever reason, when the ball was in the air, Mike, it seemed to me like he was almost having a little trouble tracking it. I'm not sure if that's what allowed the defender to catch back up, but ultimately it was the contact at the catch point that causes the incomplete, and that's going to bring up third and real long.
What can they do here? This is third and forever. He'll look to throw. The throw on the run is complete. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. 7-0 is our score. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. So on fourth down, it's Blake Gillikin to punt for Arizona. And he couldn't get that one to check up, and it'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback.
right, let's go. Here we go.
On the ground, it's Tootin to start the drive. Finding room at the 35. And they will finally run him down up near midfield. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
23.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. Hit as he threw it. The pass is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Hey, Ginger, take your time.
Lawrence now on second down. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. A pickup of 14 on that one. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
14. First down, Jaguars.
Hey, here we go.
Lawrence going to give it to Tootin. Finding room to the 20. And it's a big run down to the 10-yard line. A gain there of 27 yards.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up first and goal.
On first down, Lawrence. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough. But you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive with some points. All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rally.
And he'll take it on in. Jarquez Hunter. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Tell you what, this offense has come out and they have completely dominated here in the early going, Mike. I mean, this has just been methodical, sustained, back-to-back drives right down the field. And then to finish in the red zone, man, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
The kick is good. Makes the score Jaguars 14, Cardinals nothing.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
It's a three tight end look as they have it first and 10. First play of the drive, and here's Benson. And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
He's across midfield. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. They get 24 on that one. It's an Arizona first down.
Cardinals first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
1-yard gain.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Now they'll set up to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
A give. Here's Benson. He'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll have more from Glendale after this. Third and 6. To the left side, taken in by Harrison. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up first and goal.
A gain of 6. That's another Cardinals first down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
79 Broncos. Warriors 70.
Out to his right. That one too far. Over the end line. Overthrow. It is incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half.
That is caught by the tight end, Trey McBride. Touchdown, Cardinals. Chad Ryland now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cardinals are on the board. It's now 14-7. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's first and 10. To throw is Lawrence. That's caught downfield by Hunter. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And that will lead to a second down.
Red on red.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Catch made right side by Thomas. And he is out of bounds down at the 21. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Right back to Thomas. He's got it again. And they'll have first and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here. They'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Throwing is Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line. Got a timeout for Jacksonville. They're second as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. First down was not very good. Here's second and goal.
Here we go.
Lawrence now. to the left side, into the hands of Moore.
Lawrence's pass complete to number 2, DJ Moore. A gain of 9 on the play. It's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Thanks for 24.
Here's Lawrence. He pulls it in around the 5. Now the Jags will use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Some extra bulk out there. They're going to roll the dice and go for it on 4th and goal. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Now he'll just pitch this one out there.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
70, 68, no street. Buffalo 18. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop, and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. 2nd and inches.
Let's go.
Back to throw. He's going to look downfield for Chark. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
And I think at this point here, 2nd quarter of this game, I think now is where we can start seeing each team open up their offense a little bit more. Early on, everyone's kind of feeling each other out, getting a taste of what the game plans are. Here they finally take a shot downfield. Nice job by the defense, but this is going to put a little depth in that coverage and hopefully open up some other things.
That's caught left side. It's complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Ready, break. Here we go, set. Set, go.
Back to the air one more time. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
On the jump. Rip, 23.
This drive begins with a run by Cheaton. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Lawrence. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come 3rd down.
And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Start out with a run, and it's Benson. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70 ranges, 70 ranges.
Pass complete there to Harrison. And it'll be marked out up at the 34-yard line. 15 yards through the air. It's good for a Cardinals 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Benson. Lots of space past the 45. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
4 yards.
That's another 1st down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18. Again, it's Benson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Down the left sideline. What a connection. He's down inside the 5-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. To gain of 43 yards. Benson. And this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
They'll look to throw. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
Moving to his right, and that is incomplete.
I think that's one he's going to look at on film tomorrow and want back. I mean, there was enough space there to get the 1st down. I know the ball takes him a little bit out of bounds, but he's got to get your 1st foot down, drag the 2nd. That's how they teach it, and just can't quite get it done.
4th and goal, decision time, and they will go for it. Throwing now from the gun, and this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal.
These are the situations where, as an offense, you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted. But let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big 4th down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down, they need 7. In motion comes Thomas. Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up.
Tyreek Stevenson on the cover in.
Red on red.
To throw is Lawrence. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Jacksonville.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. but they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Left side, caught by Hunter. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion.
And he is going to have a Jags first down. That'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
And they continue to lean on him in these short yardage, need-to-have-it situations, tough yards. He's been getting them over and over throughout the course of the game, and he picks up more than enough there on 3rd down.
And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Cody Simon in on the stop. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 7. One of the tight ends motions right. Play action now. It's Lawrence. To the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
On red.
One of the tight ends in motion right. Now a run to begin the 4th quarter on 1st and 10. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 12 was nice last time, so they did it again. Another 12-yard pickup and another first down. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Right back to Tootin. And a hard-earned yard as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence. He'll get this complete to Allen. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down.
It's really just an extended handoff. Get the ball out wide to your running back in space and make the defense tackle him. That's really all this is. Something small turns into a nice pickup.
On first down, Lawrence. Pass caught by Hunter. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 2.
The Cardinals 19-yard line.
They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, they'll run. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Facial Tootin. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That's his 2nd touchdown of this one, and he's got a half dozen for the year. Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars will take a 21-7 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they pretty much need a touchdown on this possession, and I think if I'm the defensive coordinator, the fine line you have to find, Mike, is I know I don't want to give up a deep shot, but I also don't want to just play prevent defense and give up too much underneath. So just continue to find that balance, make them go the long way, and just bleed this clock.
A gain there of 20. It's an Arizona 1st down.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
He'll look to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 41. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a 1st down. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down.
Let's go. Cup 19, Cup 19. 79 Bronco. Ready?
Now they'll set up to throw. That's taken in. And he is out of bounds. Marshall at the 25. It's a gain of 10 as they get the conversion on 4th down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
It's now
2nd and 10.
at the 25-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he will score! Game on! Touchdown, Arizona. That his 2nd TD catch of the season. And now they'll go with the more popular of late analytics-driven decision. Down 8, going for 2. On the zone read, he'll keep it himself. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Chad Ryland to kick off.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. A short one taken at the 10. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
At their own 43-yard line.
Rip, 23.
A 1st down throw for Lawrence. Moving outside the pocket. Now he'll run it. And he'll somehow turn this into a net positive. Getting out of bounds after a pickup of a yard.
Just getting anything out of that one, I think, is a positive. It looked like he might have to throw it away early. Instead, he pulls it down. He winds up picking up a yard.
He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down.
And And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that third down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Second down and 8.
At the 39-yard line.
Hey, easy. Route. Hey, son. Hey, watch that bullet.
They'll drop to throw. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up third down.
And 8 yards to go.
Hey, James,
In motion comes Thomas. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's to Hunter. He's got it right side. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
This one has plenty of leg, and it is good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Now return coming from the 7. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
They'll come up for first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop. Clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. A throw left side, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jerry Jones. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
The defense can stop it twice more as the kneel down comes. So it is a win for our visitors, the Jaguars. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Good night from Glendale.